The following is a presentation of TFNN. It is now time for Living a Primal Lifestyle with your host, Nico de Hann. And now, here's Nico de Hann.
Hi, folks. This is Living a Primal Lifestyle with Nico de Hann. It's Friday, April 20th, 2012. Time to talk about your health, fitness, and diet. My call-in number is 877-927-6648 if you'd like to join the show. Our international number is 727-445-1044. My new Health Signals newsletter, issue 8, is out for the year. By signing up, you get it free for 30 days and then receive 2 issues each month for only $10 a month. You will receive those new issues on the first and third Friday of each and every month. If you'd like to reach me by email, it's Nico, N-I-C-O, at TFNN.com if you have any questions or comments. Hope everybody is doing well in the chat room, streaming live on the internet, on Tagger TV, and of course, around the nation on the radio. It's sunny and 80 degrees here in downtown Clearwater, Florida. It's another beautiful day, a little partly cloudy, but we like the sunshine. Now, my special guest today is Adrienne Harvey. Adrienne Harvey is an RKC, Russian Kettlebell Challenge Level 2 instructor. She's a certified personal trainer, an internet entrepreneur, a food and fitness writer. She enjoys kettlebell workouts, daring foods, adventures, experiments, and collecting a variety of experiences. Even though she's been into weightlifting and fitness in some form or other for some time, since 1996 in fact, it wasn't until she discovered kettlebells over three years ago that she was able to get the results and progress towards the strength and physique that she has always wanted. Recently, she's been adding advanced forms of calisthenics and other simple but effective modalities. Adrienne is our guest today, and we're going to be discussing food, we're going to be discussing exercise, and simple everyday strategies for staying on track with both of these. Welcome to the show, Adrienne.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. Let's begin by you telling us about yourself in your own words so we can get an idea of how and why you're doing the things the way you are doing them in regards to fitness and diet today.
Well, it's a long story, but I'll give you the short version.
Okay.
I became interested in fitness more seriously when I started noticing some not so great changes with myself. Getting a little bit more sedentary, and decided, hey, I need to make a change. I saw the prices of personal trainers, and they were a little daunting. I was also looking at a career change, so I thought, well, why not become one?
Right.
I studied for over a year and became a certified personal trainer. And then kettlebells caught my eye on dragondoor.com just because of their simplicity and their total effectiveness. And so I vowed to become an RKC. I trained with someone locally who was already a level 2 instructor, and very, very good coach, Tim Schumann. Mm-hmm. And he got me up and ready for the RKC workshop, where I was able to go through the 3 incredibly informative, but I will tell you, very grueling days. They don't just hand those out. Right. Yeah. So I've been using that type of training just because with just a few movements you can accomplish just an amazing level of fitness. It doesn't seem real until you try it. Yeah. I was also leading boot camps for a friend of mine locally, and she'd asked me to help her man a table at a health fair. And there was a cookbook that she had set out that caught my eye. It was the Primal Blueprint cookbook from Mark Sisson.
First book I read on the primal diet, too.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I was just thumbing through it, and, oh, that looks good. Hey, I want to make that. And I asked her if I could borrow it. And previous to that, I'd been eating fairly low carb, but still including a good number of whole grains here and there in limited quantities. But the Primal Blueprint cookbook kind of pushed me over the edge. It was the tipping point, so to speak. Mm-hmm. I didn't need to lose weight at the time at all. But I started it because I liked the food. I genuinely, when I ate it, I had the feeling of this is what I should be eating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, just a very, it was easy to get excited about the food.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel like a diet at all to me. So
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Now, you were a vegetarian for a number of years, too, weren't you?
I was. Little known fact, vegetarian for 4 years, and I was even strict vegan for 1.
Now, the difference between those two is with vegan, you don't use any animal products whatsoever, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
That is correct. It was a very interesting experiment, and I'm glad you used the word experiment in the intro there earlier. It's, you know, everybody's different. I have some friends that are vegan who are thriving and very strong. It doesn't work for me. I'll go ahead and say that. I didn't feel the way that I do now, and I wasn't able to achieve the level of strength and physique goals that I wanted, which was extremely frustrating. I felt kind of deprived eating vegan. As opposed to now, it's, you know, feels like the world's my oyster as far as food goes.
Yeah, you know, the same thing is for me because I tried vegetarianism way back in the 60s.
Oh, wow.
And that's when the hippie movement was in, and that was kind of the craze. And I always liked the idea of it, but I just never felt satisfied, and there was always something missing from it.
Right. I would, you know, if I do a hard workout, it was almost like clockwork. A few days later, I'd start coming down with a cold or, you know, something would happen.
Wow.
You know, so. But this, I've even gotten my parents into the Primal Blueprint, and they're doing great.
Wonderful.
Really, really great with it. It's just so easy. It feels like you're cheating.
I think because of the satisfaction is really there. Mm-hmm. That's what it is for me, because when you eat more fat, then the satisfaction just raises up. Everything tastes good with butter on it. Everything tastes good with coconut butter and all those types of things that are included in our food. So you really get the satisfaction.
Oh, definitely. And it's funny, I was talking to, I'm trying to remember, a lot of men actually do very well on this diet because, you know, a lot of the foods are traditionally ones that they've been told, no, you can't eat that. Like my dad, I think, you know, I can have bacon? Oh, wow. You know, it's like,
one of the favorite foods of the world.
Exactly. And it's these things that were formerly, forbidden, you know, in the low-fat craze. It's like, no, it's okay. You can have that. I mean, don't eat the whole package, but,
right.
You know, the fact that things are no longer kind of demonized in terms of, you know, red meat from good sources. And, you know, as we talk about eating fats, I know that you mentioned this on your show before, but it's so important to look at the source of where these things are coming from.
That is the whole key.
Yeah, definitely. So, especially with animal products and red meat, and, you know, hardly a day goes by that we don't see something scary in the paper or something that the FDA is letting slip through. And it's like it's time to step up and take responsibility for the source of your food. I think.
You're right. You know, one of the things that is neat about a primal diet, personally for me, is that we kind of bypass all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Because you're getting most of your food locally, or you're getting it from a food source, especially the protein, the meat, or fish. You're getting it from a very good source that you know ahead of time, so you don't have to worry about looking at the package as much. And when I go to the health food store, you know, most of that health food store I don't eat either.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like, if it's in a box, don't eat it.
Exactly. Even a can, most 99% of the time. Once in a while, a little fish in a can isn't bad, but generally speaking, if it's in some kind of container, it's excluded from our diet.
Right. Yeah, I think the only things I have in cans right now, there's some salmon, some tuna, and coconut milk.
Yeah. And I've been shying away from the coconut milk in the can. I've been getting in the other containers, basically because I think the taste is better.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, that's personally what I found, but it could be just the brand.
Gotcha.
Because a lot of those, anyway, the ones I used to get were from like a Chinese restaurant or Chinese store or an Asian store, and I found that maybe it was too old, maybe it was just sitting there too long, I'm not sure, but I just, when I found the cartons of it, I said, this tastes much better. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's something else to watch out for. I used to buy my coconut milk at an Asian market, and sometimes there's an added preservative in those that you need to be aware of. And also, I forget which one it is because I don't buy those anymore, but it may seem like a good deal at the time. Oh, it's 97 cents.
Yeah.
But, if it says more than coconut milk and maybe some water, then put it back.
Right, exactly. Have you tried coconut butter? You use that?
Oh, yes. That's, that's good stuff.
Yeah, I know. I take spoonfuls of that stuff, too. So.
I was going to say, it's funny. It's one of those things that people either love it or they hate it.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't find it that coconutty tasting myself. It's a taste like butter to me, except it has another flavor to it. But I never associated that much coconut in it. Maybe that's just me, but that's the way it is with me.
Do you have, you mentioned you eat it with a spoon, but do you have any recipes for that you like?
I just put it on my vegetables.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's really the only other thing I use it for is I put it on my vegetables, or usually in the morning before I get a cup of espresso, I take like a tablespoonful of it.
Oh, wow.
I just want to set myself up for the day that I'm fat burning, no questions asked. So I usually have, my breakfast is normally 3 eggs with a little sausage or something like that. On Sundays we have bacon. That's what my wife and I do. But that's generally what I have. And then about an hour later, I'll have a little espresso before I hit the road to work.
Right. Oh, that's great. That sounds really similar to what I do as well. 2 or 3 eggs and some type of meat or protein.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll even have a little grass-fed burger patty.
Sure.
With the eggs.
Perfect.
And that's great. That really...
Yeah, and the other thing about the diet is that I find myself eating a lot less. Mm-hmm. And in the long run, I think my wife and I budgeted about 6 months ago, and we went through the budget, and we're actually not spending any more money. It's just the quality of the food is just getting much better for us. Right,
and it's funny, I joke that probably my largest personal expense is food.
Yeah.
But, I think of it as an investment, which is kind of funny that we're on an investment radio.
Yeah, that's for sure. In fact, we're going to take a little break here. So, folks, I want to remind you that my Health Signals newsletter, the new issue is out, so please go to the website and pick that up. Check it out free for 30 days if you haven't registered for it, and then you receive 2 issues a month. And we're going to be right back with Adrian Harvey.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now. You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direxion Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direxion Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direxion Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direxion Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of The Money Game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
This segment is brought to you by Great Panther Silver. For more information, just click the Great Panther Silver banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. It's Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle. You can call me at 877-927-6648 if you have any questions. Like to speak to Adrian. Adrian, before the break, we were talking about economy-wise as far as the food is concerned. I noticed on one of your blogs you were talking about how to economize without any kind of compromises quality-wise.
Oh, well, basically, planning ahead a little bit and reducing, waste. So many Americans buy things in the store on impulse, and then, they end up not using them at all. And when you cut that out, that right off the bat will save a lot every week, every month. But also making the investment in good food that you know is delicious, that you know you're going to look forward to eating, can go a long way.
Yeah.
Just the simple act of cooking at home instead of going out to eat
saves a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure. When you're talking about waste too, you're really talking about like I know this is what we do at home a lot of times, especially in the wintertime, is any bones, any excess fat, anything that we put it into a stock little container, and then we'll use that in soups and things like that.
Oh, absolutely.
So that really works. So you don't have any waste meat-wise at all.
Exactly. So with meat, with the cuts, since the fat in it is actually very good and satisfying, you don't have to trim it all off in those terms. And then also in stews and using the bones, like you were saying, there's just such a wealth of nutrition in that.
Yeah.
and when it's raised properly.
Yes, of course.
You know,
In fact, I have a saying that when we eat at home, we leave the fat on, but when we go out, we'll trim the fat off, because generally, when you're going out, you're eating. If you're eating beef, it's certainly not grass-fed, so that means the ratio of omega-6 to 3 is a lot higher, which means you don't want that fat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely don't. And it's funny, I can always tell when I've eaten beef that has not been raised to the standards of which I'd prefer. I don't feel terrible just from eating it once, but I'm definitely not. It's like, oh, well, not the same.
No, it's the feeling afterwards. The taste also, of course, but it's you don't feel quite right for some reason. It's just not quite the same.
Exactly.
It feels heavier in you for some reason.
Yeah, and I don't feel bad about spending more either at the grocery store or with my beef producer, because I know it's helping me down the road. My friends who get sick more often, it doesn't happen to me. I'm getting the nutrients that I need. So in another way, I'm saving on medicine, on doctor visits, and things like that, because I just don't really get sick very often.
No, because you've got your own health care program going on.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So this is really where you're spending the money up front, and there's really not much to spend on the back end of it. I find the same thing.
Exactly. It's great.
Yeah. In fact, I go to the doctor so seldom now. I know they call me for this annual checkup, and I usually spread it out for about 3 years, and then I'll go in,
Right.
So
really, who are you?
That's basically it, yeah. Who are you again? Oh, yeah, I remember you.
Right.
And then they ask me, they come in the second time after they take all my vitals and say, what do you do? It's really interesting. The doctor says, you must be doing some kind of heavy calisthenics or some really heavy marathon running. I said, no, I really don't. I says, my exercising regimen is rather short. I do jiu-jitsu, and that's lengthy. But as far as exercise is concerned, I do 20-minute workouts.
Mm-hmm. And that's, it's funny that I get the same thing. I mean, I will do an occasional very heavy workout, but it's occasional.
Yeah.
And more information's coming out to support that. Recently there was a book called Easy Strength that was released, and it's like, you don't go all out all the time, because the short workouts do work, and it's how the body's designed to work. It's how the body's designed to get stronger. And I mean, granted, you need to work in those 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Serious things happen then, but short and intense is
Tell
great.
the people some of your website.
It's GiryaGirl.com, GiryaGirl.com.
Great website, folks. How did you come up with the name?
Girya is the Russian name for weight or kettlebell.
Okay, I was wondering. I knew there was a connection there. I just didn't know what it was.
Right. Well, there you go.
Very cool.
Sometimes it's hard to spell, but kettlebell training has really been integral with my program.
Okay, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back again for another segment, so hang on. And folks, you can still give us a call at 877-927-6648. And please pick up my Health Signals newsletter. It's out there right now. We'll be right back.
You've heard Tom O'Brien on the air, and you've always thought about trying out his newsletter, Market Insights. Well, now is the perfect time. For a limited time only, when you sign up for a 2-week free trial to Market Insights, we'll send you a free copy of Tom O'Brien's best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System. If you decide to cancel within the 2-week trial period, pay absolutely nothing and keep Tom's book as a free gift from us. Tom sends out his daily newsletter each morning by 9:30 a.m. with trade recommendations, including price targets and price stops. As recently as March 21st, Market Insight subscribers closed out a position for more than a 25% profit in just over 2 weeks. To get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights, along with your free copy of The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Supplies are limited for this one-of-a-kind special, so act today and don't let this opportunity pass you by. Offer only valid for new subscribers. In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today.
Hi folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more. And that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion. And for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at TFNN.com and sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Crocodile Gold. For more information, just click the Crocodile Gold banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back to the show, folks. This is Nico on Living a Primal Lifestyle. The number here is 877-927-6648. If you'd like to join the program, I have Adrian Harvey on the line here with me, and we're talking about exercise. We're talking about a primal diet. Adrian, don't you have I read somewhere that you were writing a book?
I'm writing a couple of cookbooks, and hopefully those will be out sooner rather than later. I keep adding to
I know. I'm doing the same thing right now with my book.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
I know.
But one of the things that I'm going to focus on is an actual strategy for creating your own primal recipes, and just, how to use what you may have already in the pantry, or the grocery, or the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So that also helps out on the economy side of things.
No doubt about it, because leftovers are. You already purchased it with one meal in mind, and now you got leftovers for sure.
Exactly. What are you writing about?
I'm basically my own story of how I got into the primal diet and my own philosophy. Not only, I just really wanted to incorporate the whole mind, body, and environment experience and how that impacts me personally and how I think, how I really look at this world. So I want to really start with how a positive attitude and how your outlook on things really is the first change that you should make.
Oh, absolutely.
And that way you become much more adventurous. You'll try things. You don't rely so much on other people's experiences, but your own experience. and then going into the diet and how I came upon the diet and things that happened in my life to finally get me to where I am today.
Sounds like that'll be a very big project.
And it is. You know, I thought I was about halfway through it, and now I'm finding right now I'm halfway through it. Before I thought at Christmas time I was halfway through it. So I was hoping to have it out this summer, and by the end of the summer I may just have it out. I'm hoping to. But it's a large project, no doubt about it. And luckily my wife is going to edit it, so as I finish chapters I can give that to her, and that's going to start probably about the end of May.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and she's a great editor, so that really does help me a lot.
Very cool. Well, I'll be looking for that.
Good. Well, we'll definitely maybe we'll have a book signing together or something like that.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Now I look on your website, and again that website is GiryaGirl. That's GiryaGirl.com, and www before that, I believe, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I look on there, and you're active. I'm telling you, you're all out there all the time. You're doing a lot of exercises. You're doing a lot of. I see videos of you, not only in settings of fitness studio, but also of you're going outside and hanging from poles, and you're amazing.
Well, thanks. It's all a lot of fun, and I think that introducing fun into workouts is also very important. People, like you were saying, with positive attitude, a lot of us talk about how as adults we forget how to play, and how important that is. You know, a lot of people have a lot of dread that they associate with exercise or with going to the gym, and a lot of people are uncomfortable in a gym setting.
Yeah.
And you know, that shouldn't be a barrier to exercise, because with things like kettlebells and body weight exercises, calisthenics, you really can work out anywhere.
No doubt about it.
You know, I mean, I sometimes will go to a gym, you know, because a friend has invited me, and half the time I'll just kind of stand there not knowing what to do until I go, you know, pick up just a weight plate and start doing things with that, or deadlift or pull-ups or something. But there's always that moment.
Yeah. Well, that feeling that you talked about, like feeling like a kid again, is what really got me started in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I started that when I was 63. I had done a little martial arts before, but I really wanted to get something that would get me back on the ground. And I had a friend who was doing it, and I finally had made the commitment. I said, okay, I'm going to go buy a gi, I'm going to go do this. And of course, when I started it, I thought I was going to die, but you know, slowly but surely, your body adapts, and now I'm doing great at it. So you know, it's you've got to be adventurous, and you've got to go out and take chances, and you've got to change your life.
Absolutely. And the thing is that taking responsibility for that change, it's like, okay, well, you can make excuses and you can blame others, but at the end of the day, you still have the problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, just try.
Yeah.
Even if it's a small thing.
Yeah. So tell me, what's the impact in the rest of your life going, not only the Primal way, but what you're doing with exercise?
As far as just, I feel great pretty much all the time. That's the real big takeaway. A lot of people think that I'm at least 10 years younger than I am.
Yeah, I know. When I first looked at your picture, I said, well, she's 22.
Thanks. I'm 35.
35, wow.
Yeah, I'm 35. And, you know, I do kind of run around and pull up on random bars and stuff, so that may appear to be a little bit immature as well. But, you know, I don't...
Really. Not really.
But the thing is, I don't feel any different than, you know, I did years ago, except I remember turning 30, and I had a friend at the time who was like, oh, well, you know, it all goes downhill from here. You know what? That is not true at all. That's a total lie. And if you take care of yourself, even just with the simple things, you can really turn back the clock. I feel about the same as I did at 25, and I feel like I look better now.
Yeah, you do look great. You know, the thing is, too, you know, I'm 67, going towards 70, actually looking forward to it because I've changed my whole mind on that subject.
Right.
And the thing that really gets me about this way of living that we're doing, living primally, I call it, is that it's a steady road. There's no ups and downs. There might be some peaks in there, but there certainly don't seem to be much valleys.
Right.
It's just the energy is there. You don't get tired in the afternoon, and if you're sleepy, you sleep. And it's really a good life.
It is, and I like what you're saying. It's very easy to maintain because of the lack of feeling of deprivation.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I wrote an article about, a lot of the fitness marketing out there, especially to women, and this drives me nuts.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, well, you must feel guilty if you eat this, or there's this guilt, there's this shame, and it doesn't need to be that way. The love of good foods that are nutritive and sustaining, it's like, let's, focus this in a positive direction and stop feeling, like there should be a guilt factor or self-punishment factor involved with getting healthy.
You're so right. And the thing that was missing from all the other ways of eating that I tried before.
Huh.
Because when I was a vegetarian, it was like something is missing. When I had my regular diet, the standard American type diet, which I had for years, there was always something missing. I was always craving something, and then you felt deprived if you didn't get it. And you had to have treats, and you had to have snacks. Mm-hmm. And, that's just gone. It's just amazing. I think for the first year, it was kind of like, geez, do I need this? Don't I need this? But now there's not even any of that.
Right. And, a lot of times with diets, in the term of, more traditional thinking, there's, I'm going to have a cheat day. And now it's like, well, I don't really want to go eat pizza.
Right.
I feel like somebody's punched me in the gut.
Yeah, it does. And we have a pizza place down the road from here, which is the best pizza in the world. And I didn't eat for like 2 years any pizza. And our boss brought some in one day, maybe I think it was just before Christmas. So I had a couple of bites. I said, why not? It's not going to hurt me this time. And I just didn't feel that great afterwards.
Yeah.
And so I just haven't done it again. And I really don't have the taste for it anymore.
Yeah, there's about one place I will have pizza maybe twice a year, but they do their own meat curing in house. It's you practically have to save up for it for half a year.
Now let me ask you this: you're in Winter Park, right?
Right.
Yeah. So now, are there any Primal eating places in Orlando area now?
Interestingly enough, there are a few, and it's also very, I find that it's very easy to eat out in this area. There's some very good upscale restaurants that have local grass-fed and pastured beef and dairy even, and eggs. Let's see, I'm trying to think what comes to mind specifically would be Ravenous Pig, Prado, Luma. There's a new Mexican restaurant that has it, and they're just, they're local foods. Mm-hmm. I've even had locally grass-fed beef carpaccio, which is pretty much the best thing ever.
Yeah, I'll bet.
If you have the opportunity, please try that.
Yeah, well, we do get to Orlando once in a while. I have some friends out there that.
But it's. It's when you eat out Primal, for instance, there's a Turkish restaurant that I enjoy. I'll have them hold the rice and just have extra vegetables and order the lamb. Lamb is usually a fairly safe choice if you don't.
And even pork in many places is good enough.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Great. So let me ask you now about some of the more interesting aspects of the physical training that you've been doing.
Okay.
Especially, I'm very interested in kettlebells. I have a set of kettlebells, and I use them. Not often, maybe once a week, I'll do a 10-minute version of a few things I've learned.
Okay.
But, tell the people really why kettlebells are so great.
Well, kettlebells are great because, one, they're easy to store. It's not like you have a treadmill. And two, you can do pretty much a full-body workout with them if you know what you're doing.
Right.
Form is absolutely critical with kettlebell training, and I know I sound like a commercial, but this is absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's really important to find an HKC or an RKC trainer to teach you the hardstyle method of kettlebell training. And that will really show you how to recruit all your muscles and also how to keep yourself safe. So many people have lower back pain.
Yeah.
And by the abdominal strengthening that happens just kind of almost by accident with kettlebell training done properly, lower back pain disappears because your abdominals are able to help support you.
Right.
And it's a friend of mine described it as getting a 2-hour workout in 30 minutes, which sounds incredible, but it really is true. I'm not a big fan of cardio training at all.
Yeah.
Hard-pressed to get me to run even a 5K. I have to really like the charity and be talked into it.
Well, I was a runner for many, many years, and pretty much I do little sprints now, and once in a while I go for a 2-3 mile run, and that's about it.
Right. Well, you can't trick me onto a treadmill, it literally. And with kettlebells, you get the cardiovascular training along with a lot of strength.
Right.
And again, full body strength, not just lower or upper, and everything connected. They get your body to work together in a very natural way that I think is important. And it's carried over into real life. The way I move just in everyday life is different than a few years ago. Very efficient, and I just don't experience pain.
Yeah.
So it's I like that about it. And then you don't have to learn a lot of different exercises. If you think back to the 80s when bodybuilding was really becoming in vogue, you'd go in and you'd do 10 different exercises for your biceps.
Right.
And with kettlebell training, you literally can learn what they call program minimum, which is the swing and the get-up. Those two together are incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
My clients have no idea exactly how many of their workouts are really based on the ideas in program minimum. So I hope they're probably listening. They know now.
That's for sure. Well, I found that just a few exercises I do with them make a huge impact on my workout. And like you said, every time I use them, my back feels wonderful.
Absolutely. And the other thing is they're kind of self-correcting. If you're using them incorrectly or the form isn't quite right, you really should stop and get some coaching because that they'll let you know when you're not doing it right. They, it's just a hunk of iron, but the way that it moves and then with the off-center balance and all, if you're not doing what you need to do, you'll know very quickly.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, how can people get a hold of you besides just your website?
The website really is the best way. I also have a fan page on Facebook, Adrienne Harvey, and then Twitter is my sign on there is just Girya Girl. Okay. I do a lot of networking via Twitter.
Well, that's how we met.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
And Twitter can be a lot of fun if used properly. It can also be overwhelming. But
I agree. Well, thank you so much for being on the program. I learned a lot, and it was really nice talking to you.
It's great talking to you too, Nico.
Okay.
Thanks
Hopefully
so much.
do it again, and we'll keep in touch.
All right. Sounds great.
Thanks, Adrienne.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Folks, I'll be right back with with my closing comments.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we pay you more for converting your jewelry to cash.
Let's go to Brian in New Jersey. Hey, Brian, what's going on?
Hey, Tom, just want to let you know I did give you some jewelry. My jeweler offered me about $650, but you get a check in the mail tomorrow for about $1,200.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, it's all about honesty when converting your jewelry to cash.
Okay, let's go to Paul in Florida first. Hey, Paul, what's going on?
I want to commend you on the Tiger Metal Exchange. I just did a deal with you guys the other day.
Oh, good.
And very happy.
Well, I appreciate it. Now, did you sell us jewelry or did you buy coins off us?
I sold you jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
What we weighted that was less than you guys said, so, you're totally honest.
At Tiger Metal Exchange, we give you the tools to value your gold, and it's absolutely free. Call 866-618-8888 or log on to TigerMetalExchange.com. We've created the easiest, safest, and most honest cash for gold process. Tiger Metal Exchange. It's the only call you need to make.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Girya Girl, that's GIRYA girl.com. www.GiryaGirl.com. Please check it out. A lot of information about kettlebells. Great workout with kettlebells. Lots of other things, too, of course. And then the Primal Eating is in there. She's got recipes in there. Many, many things that should pique your interest if you're interested in this. Also, please pick up my Health Signals newsletter. I've got a new issue out. Just want to go over some of the things that I have in there this week. The first article is about gray hair, that gray hair is not a sign of old age, but sign of a high-carb, low-protein diet. Pretty interesting, and it's based on a book that I've got in there, Health and My... I can't even read it. Well. And some health vital truths in there. Also, common plastic chemicals that make you risk for being type 2 diabetes, at least contributed to it. also contributing to less birth weight in infants, and also linked to ADHD symptoms. Article about fluoride, that it really does cause a big problem to us and something you should be aware of, so I thought I'd throw that in there for you. Article about arsenic in chicken. It was in the news lately, and I wanted to inform you with that. Study showing a link to autism from industrial food and environment. Quite a large article. Also, exporting obesity and how U.S. farms and the trade policy in the United States is transforming the environment in other countries, especially Mexico. And this really goes into depth. Of course, with all these articles, you know, I've got lots of YouTube videos, especially on that fluoride site. I've got Dr. Dean Burke, who talks about fluoride causing cancer. And there's a whole thing with Stanley Monolith, who has a whole agenda page about fluoride. It's quite in-depth. It's about an hour. Some of it seems a little over the top, but I found it pretty interesting. Let's see. Then we have a new video series, and this is a bunch of videos that I included from the food justice from the ground up. And this just gives little 1-minute clips on what different people are doing about food. Our FDA-approved drug safe article about that, and we find that there's not a lot of evidence to show that they are really rushing most of these things through. I've got a lot of videos on that too with the drug trials. I've got something on new uses for produce, and this is, I just thought I found that pretty interesting. I got a great Primal dessert here, which is super fudge chocolate walnut brownies and some butternut squash soup with coconut cream concentrate. Really good. And an article, you know, I get lots of requests for recipes, but there's an article in here that I wrote that is really about, you know, why you really don't need to have these if you think about the primal diet the way I do. And then there's, this is from Adrian, really, that learning the pistol, which is a one-legged squat. And if you're interested in doing that, it's not easy, but just about anybody can do it with practice. And then the last page is my page, and I show a nice picture of my competition and myself after the Pan Am Games. So that's pretty much the Health Signals. Please pick up the Health Signals newsletter. It's how you're going to learn what to do to stay healthy. Thank you for sharing the show with us today, folks, and I'll be back next week. And everybody have a great weekend.